What's up, what's up, what's up? It's your man, Stephen Bardo, coming back to you with another edition of Bardo's Breakdown for BTN.com. It's beginning of December. You know what time that is? That's ACC Big Ten Challenge. That's what time it is. Two of the best conferences in the country go square head to head. And it's early, I know, but you get bragging rights out of this, so this is fun. And, football's starting to get into a lull a little bit, so now it's basketball's time to shine. So let's get into it. I'm not going to go through every game, but I picked out a few categories that I think will be fun, and make sure you get at me if you don't agree, because I love to hear what you all think. First, let's talk about the best game. And I think that's pretty obvious. Most people would agree that Duke at Wisconsin will be the premier matchup in this year's ACC Big Ten Challenge. Now, the area that I'm really curious to see, Jahlil Okafor, the outstanding freshman center from Duke, how will he compare and match up with Wisconsin's front line? It's not just Frank Kaminsky. We're talking Nigel Hayes at 6'8". Sam Decker can swing down there at 6'9" defensively. And also D.A. Dukin at 6'10", who had an outstanding Battle for Atlantis tournament. So I want to see how Wisconsin, if they can really corral the big fella, Jahlil Okafor, because he's really been key to Duke's coming out this season undefeated. And I think if they can slow him down, possibly get him in foul trouble, Wisconsin can have some success. It doesn't really matter, in my opinion, who wins this game, because both are in the top 5. If they lose, they're not going to drop down that far. If they win, they're not going to surpass Kentucky in the rankings. But it's just fun, isn't it? Now, next category, let's talk about the best individual matchup. Now, I had to really think about this one. I had to go through some of the games, but I think you'll like this one. Sheldon McClellan of Miami versus Revante Rice of Illinois. Now, we talk about Sheldon McClellan. He started at Texas. Had a pretty good 2-year career there under Rick Barnes, but I guess he just didn't get along with Barnes. Now he's at Miami, and he's been a key to the resurgence of the Miami Hurricanes, who are now ranked 17th in the nation. Sheldon McClellan dropped 31 points a couple games ago at Charlotte in a big win for Miami to help them stay undefeated. He's a dynamic scorer, can do it a lot of ways. 6'6", slender, kind of a greyhound guard versus Illinois' Revante Rice, who did a really good job in their win against Baylor in the Las Vegas Invitational. He caught alley-oop dunks, he hit a 3, he got to the free throw line, and he was his usual dynamic scoring self. So I look at Sheldon McClellan's quickness versus the strength and versatility of Revante Rice. I think that would be a great individual matchup. Now let's take a look at the best coaching matchups. You could say Duke, Wisconsin. That's fair. Mike Krzyzewski, Bo Ryan, two of the better ones in the game. But I'm looking at Ann Arbor. I want to see Syracuse and Michigan. That's Jim Boeheim and John Beilein. These two were old Big East foes when Beilein was at West Virginia. They know each other's schemes very well, but it's going to be interesting to see that vaulted Syracuse zone that's so big and long and aggressive against the versatility and creativity of John Beilein's offense. It ought to be a great chess match in Ann Arbor. It'll be interesting. That will also be an important game to decide who gets bragging rights for this year. So when I look at the tally, it was tough, man. It always is every year because there are great teams in both conferences. But I look at 2 games that'll be very, very important to the outcome of the challenge. First is Virginia at Maryland. Maryland might be the surprise of the Big Ten Conference thus far, going undefeated, but they have to overcome the loss of their probably best player, in my opinion, Des Wells. Now, I know Melo Trimble, the freshman, has been playing out of sight, probably the best freshman in the Big Ten, and I did say that, James Blackman Jr. of Indiana. Melo Trimble has been balling, but it'll be interesting to see if they can beat their old ACC foe in Virginia, who has some of the stingiest defense in the country. That's a swing game to watch. The other one is Illinois at Miami. Now, before the season started, it looked as though Illinois and Miami would be a good matchup. But boy, it's awfully good now, with Miami being ranked 17 and Illinois coming in undefeated, looking very good and having close to 6 players averaging double figures. So those 2 games will be key to decide whether the ACC or the Big Ten gets bragging rights. I did the tally. It was a tough one. I have 8-6 with the Big Ten winning, and it will be fun. So let me know what you think. You can email me at steven@stevenbardo.com. You can also go to btn.com for more updates and the latest information on all things Big Ten basketball. Enjoy the ACC Big Ten Challenge. College basketball is starting to get really into the swing of things. I'm looking forward to it. Let me know what you think. Until next time, I'll holla.